Hi, welcome back to Mark and Cindy's Food Forest. Today we're going to talk about the Loquat tree, also known as the Japanese plum tree. This tree is native to Southeast Asia, and it's also very popular in California. This tree here we got when it was about this tall, and it didn't take very long for this thing to grow. It's not a real fast grower, but it grows pretty quick, and we started getting fruit off of this maybe about the third year. As you can tell, this is a very pretty looking tree, and it's good for fruiting, but it's also good for the landscape. So go ahead and take a look at this tree here. And the Loquat tree is a good fruiting tree, and the fruits are very delicious. I didn't really know a whole lot about Loquats. It was given to me, so we planted it, and after tasting them, I've actually become very fond of the taste. They're very good tasting fruits. These trees are really low maintenance, and the trees start to bloom here in Central Florida around October, November or so, and it starts fruiting around February. They start out green. The fruits actually start out green. They turn yellow and then orange in color, and when they start to get to that orange color is when they're the best tasting. If you taste them when they're like a fresh yellow, they're very tart and not really very tasty at that point. So the more orange they get, the better tasting they start to become. And the squirrels like them too. And they see them when they get orange, they start going after them. So the trick is to get them before the squirrels do. You can plant them basically any time of the year, but mid to late spring is best here in Florida, in Central Florida. And they like full sun. The tree is grown from seed, can take 6 to 8 years to produce fruit, but if you get a grafted tree, it takes about 2 to 3 years to give fruit. So this one that we got was probably grafted. You can prune the tree after it's done fruiting, close to summertime, to shape the tree to your liking. Also, it may give a very light pruning in the fall time. Is probably a better time to prune it. I give it just a light pruning back then, just to stimulate it a little bit, and some fertilizer, and then it starts to fruit. They do well in the winter time here in Florida. They have no problem with the cold weather. And basically when it comes to fertilizing them, I give them an 8-10-10 until the tree reaches its desired height, which this is tall enough. So at this point I basically start giving it a 2-10-10 just to get the fruit to produce on the tree. Let's go ahead and take a look here. And one other thing, the plastic that you see on these, I use the empty fruit containers from the grocery store, put a notch in them and clamp them around the twig, around the branch, and that's to try to protect them from any of the animals and the birds, and seems to work pretty well. Well, let's go ahead and take a look here. And here's one bunch that I cut off in there. And let's go ahead and try one of these. That's a good taste. These are very sweet. If you let them get more orange, they get even sweeter. See the seed in here? Pop that out. Some people like to cut the skin off because it's kind of like a chewy skin, but this is actually not too bad. You can eat the skin. It's not bad. Again, the fruit is very tasty, and the more orange you let it get, the tastier it'll be, sweeter it'll be. So, as I stated, this tree here is very low maintenance. So there's really not a whole lot to keep up on it. Just give it some fertilizer, some water, and let it do its thing. And just give it a light pruning and you're good to go. So, if you're looking at another tree to plant in your landscape, in your garden, good choice. I like this tree. I never really desired it, but since it was given to me and we planted it, I like it now. Especially like the fruit that it gives. So again, we'll be back again with another video sometime shortly. And until then, be blessed and keep growing.